Have you ever felt like you're waiting for someone or something to come along and fix things, to bring you that sense of peace or clarity you've been craving? Well, here's a thought that might change everything. You must light your own lamp. No one else can bring you salvation. What I'm talking about is enlightenment, a personal responsibility, a journey that each of us must undertake for ourselves. And please don't for a second doubt your ability to do this. The spark you're looking for, it's already inside you. You are fully equipped for this journey, right now as you are. The only thing you truly need is discipline. Now, hold on. When I say discipline, don't let your mind jump to punishment or harsh rules. That's not it at all. Discipline simply means practice a steady, loving commitment to yourself. As the ancient sage Patanjali said, you have the capacity to unfold your inner self and reach a profound state of peace. In that state of clarity, you begin to see things as they truly are. Without it, we create our own darkness. Think about it. Confusion isn't born from the world itself, but from a clouded mind. The external world is constantly shifting, changing, like a river. It offers no solid ground, just fleeting forms. If you try to study it, it changes right before your eyes. So, to see clearly, you must first remove the fog of ignorance from your own mind. When you have that inner clarity, reality becomes visible and confusion simply melts away. So if you truly want to grow, begin with self-discipline. I know many people fear that word. They associate it with control, strict rules, and repression. But true discipline is the complete opposite. It's about a deep commitment to your own evolution. And once you make that commitment, you will discover something incredible. The light you've been searching for out there in the world has been shining within you all along. The sun, the moon, the stars, even the lights in this room, these are all external lights. But the truth, that ultimate reality, it shines from within. The people we call wise, enlightened, or even great are simply those who have found this inner light and learned to express it outwardly. It's crucial to understand this. There is a vast difference between discipline and control. In fact, they are polar opposites. Control comes from the ego, from a place of fear. Discipline, on the other hand, arises from the absence of ego. Control is about suppression, forcing yourself to act a certain way. Discipline is about understanding, allowing your actions to flow naturally from a place of deep self-awareness. Control is forced and unnatural. Discipline is organic and spontaneous. When you understand yourself on a deep level, your actions naturally align with that understanding. There's no need to impose rigid ideals or chase some external image of perfection. Discipline isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming more fully and wholly yourself. The very word discipline shares a root with disciple, one who is ready to learn. To be disciplined is to be open, to be a perpetual learner. And in that openness, you find true freedom. A disciplined mind doesn't need to control itself because it's not chaotic. Control is only necessary when the mind is a jumble of impulses, anxieties, and fears. Let's take a simple example. Without self-understanding, a person might be terrified of their own anger. They might try to control it, suppress it, bottle it up to prevent themselves from causing harm. But a person of deep understanding doesn't act from a place of rage. They can feel compassion even for those who wish them harm. Why? Because they understand the roots of anger not just in others, but within themselves. In knowing yourself, you begin to understand everyone. Now, please don't mistake this for another doctrine you have to follow, another set of rules for your life. Understanding isn't something you follow like a recipe. It's not about effort or struggle. You don't force it to happen. It unfolds naturally, just like a seed grows into a magnificent tree when given the right conditions. Unfortunately, our modern society has twisted these beautiful ideas. It praises constant work, the endless hustle, and glorifies the grind. It has turned so many of us into workaholics, chasing achievement for its own sake. And in the process, it has taken wonderful words like discipline and effort and given them heavy, burdensome meanings. Let's reclaim their true meaning. True discipline is not about struggle. It's not about forcing yourself into a mold. It is about awareness, about openness, and about a gentle, consistent return to your own inner light. It's about learning to trust that you already have everything you need. The journey isn't about finding something you lack. It's about uncovering the brilliance that's already there. Let's talk about the word discipline. What comes to mind? For most people, it's about rules, punishment, and tough self-control. But what if I told you that its original meaning is something far more beautiful and empowering? The root of discipline is the same as disciple. And what is a disciple? A student, a learner. So at its very core, discipline is the capacity to learn. It's about becoming more sensitive, more aware, more honest, more authentic, more creative. It's about growth, evolution, and becoming who you are truly meant to be. When you see life as a process of constant learning and exploration, everything changes. It stops being a chore and becomes a magnificent journey. Every moment brings a new discovery. Every step reveals another layer of mystery. This is the true spirit of being a disciple, living with a heart full of openness and a mind filled with curiosity. But somewhere along the way, this beautiful meaning was twisted. Discipline became synonymous with obedience. Follow orders. Don't question, do what you're told. It feels like the whole world has been turned into a giant training camp, structured like the military. Someone at the top decides what's right, and everyone else is expected to obey without a second thought. But that isn't learning. True learning thrives on doubt, on questions, on exploration, and yes, even on rebellion. A learner is not a blind believer. A believer simply accepts what they're told. A learner thinks, challenges, and discovers truth for themselves. And this distortion isn't unique to the word discipline. So many beautiful, powerful words have been misused and twisted by those in power, their original light buried under centuries of manipulation. We're taught that obedience is a virtue, something sacred. Think about the story of Adam and Eve. They were cast out of paradise for disobedience. But let's look closer. Were they really wrong? They were simply exploring, doing what any curious being would do in a garden filled with wonder. It was God who pointed out the two forbidden trees, the tree of wisdom and the tree of eternal life. Why would a loving creator forbid knowledge and eternal life? If he truly cared, wouldn't he have warned, "This is dangerous. Stay away"? But he didn't. The truth is, Adam and Eve didn't commit a sin. They started the great human journey of learning. They took the first brave steps toward freedom and consciousness. And for that, they were punished not for a crime, but for their courage. So what kind of discipline do we really need in our lives? Not the kind that's drilled into us through institutions and blind obedience. We need an inner discipline, a conscious personal commitment to self-study, self-mastery, and that deep inner stillness. In schools and universities, discipline means following schedules, memorizing facts, and completing assignments. That's all for navigating the outer world. But the inner world, your consciousness, your soul, that requires a completely different kind of discipline. One that moves inward, not outward. External learning is all about movement. But inner learning, true self-discovery, is about stillness. There's a profound line in the Bible that says, "Be still and know that I am God." Stillness is the gateway to inner knowing, to that deep wisdom that resides within you. But from childhood, we're taught how to move, how to do, how to chase after things. Has anyone ever taught you how to just be still? To simply sit with yourself and listen? To walk the path of inner peace, wisdom, and freedom from suffering, what the ancient yogis sought, you need a new kind of discipline. It starts with saying no to yourself. No to your distractions, no to your impulses, no to the old patterns that keep you stuck. It's a discipline of mindfulness and being present in this very moment. Modern education gives us a ton of information, but it rarely leads to transformation. It gives us the freedom to choose, but not the wisdom to direct that freedom. It teaches us endless facts about the world, but not how to truly know ourselves. Patanjali, the great sage of yoga, made it crystal clear. Knowledge without self-discipline is shallow. It's like having a map but never taking the journey. It doesn't lead to genuine growth or lasting change. So I invite you to start now. It is never, ever too late. At any age, at any moment, you can choose real discipline. The discipline of a true learner, and that kind of discipline isn't a punishment. Have you ever noticed that little voice in your head that says no? It's a powerful voice, but we often ignore it. We're taught to be positive, to say yes to opportunities. But what if I told you that true growth, real strength, comes from learning to listen to the no? Think about it. When you're faced with the temptation to tell a small lie, to cut a corner, to indulge in something you know isn't good for you, there are always two voices. One says, "Don't do it." But the other one, the seductive one, whispers, "Go on. Just this once. You deserve a little fun. For a while, try ignoring that yes. Pay attention to the no." When you learn to say no to yourself, to those impulses that lead you astray, you start building something incredible. Inner discipline. This isn't about being harsh or restrictive. It's about self-guidance. The strongest form of discipline isn't forced on you by a boss, a teacher, or a set of rules. It comes from within. It's the ability to direct your own thoughts, your own words, and your own actions. And you don't need some grand, complicated plan to start. It begins with one small, simple decision. Just decide. Tomorrow I will wake up at 4:30 a.m. That's it. Don't overthink it. Just that one commitment. Then you can add another. After I wake up, I will do my morning routine and exercise. By 5:30, I will be ready for my meditation. Stick to it. The secret ingredient here is commitment. A decision without determination is just a wish. It will fade away. You need to back it up with firm resolve. Let's say you decide, I will practice yoga every single day. To make that stick, you need to give it stakes. Tell yourself, if I skip my practice, I don't get to eat dinner. It sounds extreme, but soon your mind will shift. You'll start thinking, I need to practice because I need to eat. This isn't punishment, it's training. You are teaching your mind that your commitment is non-negotiable. This is how you build an unbreakable will. Many people look for a guru or a teacher to perform some kind of miracle in their lives. They want an external solution to their internal problems. But the truth is, the miracle is you. You hold the power to transform your reality. Think of the stories of great masters. It is said that when Christ looked at water, it turned into wine. What does that mean? It means that through complete mastery over oneself, the external world can be influenced. When you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. Your entire environment can be transformed by your perception. But this power is only accessible through discipline. It's time to stop blaming the world for your problems. Stop blaming your circumstances, other people, or even God. If you're honest with yourself, truly honest, you'll find that 99% of your problems are self-created. Deep down, you already know this, even if it's hard to admit. We create our own suffering through our lack of self-control, our reactions, and our undisciplined minds. You might say you want to be enlightened or you want to find peace, but these are just vague ideas until you do the work. You're looking for something outside of yourself that can only ever be found within. So the real question is, are you ready to take that journey inward? Are you ready to travel from the obvious external world to the subtle internal one? Can you commit to discipline on every level of your being, physically, mentally, and emotionally? Are you willing to practice, day in and day out, even when it's hard? Are you prepared to truly understand your life from the inside out? If your answer is a genuine, heartfelt yes, then you are on the right path. This is where the real journey begins. This is what ancient wisdom means when it says, now the science of yoga begins. It's not just about stretching. It's about building a bridge between your inner world and the outer world. It's about systematically uncovering the mysteries of your own consciousness. This path will help you discover your true place in the universe and understand the deeper purpose of your existence. All of that knowledge, all of that wisdom, will unfold for you. But it all starts with one crucial first step. You must understand your own mind and the way it moves. Master your mind, and you will master. Have you ever felt lost? Like you're stuck in the dark, waiting for a sign, a guide, someone to come and show you the way? We all have those moments where life feels uncertain, and we just hope for a little bit of light to break through the clouds. But here's a thought. What if no one is coming? What if the hero you've been waiting for, the person with the answers, the one who can finally flip the switch, is you? This isn't about being abandoned. This is about discovering your own power. This is your moment to stop waiting, and start lighting your own lamp. Let me tell you a story that changed my perspective on everything. In a small, quiet village, nestled far away from the city lights, lived a young boy named Ayan. Every single night, as the sun dipped below the horizon, his home would plunge into complete darkness. They had no electricity. Night after night, Ayan would sit with his books, frustrated and unable to see. How can I study in the dark? He'd complain to his mother. How can I ever learn anything like this? His mother, a wise woman with a gentle smile, would always give him the same reply. Son, she'd say softly, don't curse the darkness, and don't just wait for the sun to rise again. Light your own lamp. For a long time, her words were just a puzzle to him. How could he light a lamp, Where would he even begin? But one afternoon, while exploring the dusty corners of their small home, he stumbled upon an old, forgotten oil lamp. It was covered in soot and grime, but he saw potential. He spent the rest of the day meticulously cleaning it. He found some oil, carefully filled the reservoir, and with a trembling hand he struck a match and lit the wick. A small, flickering flame sprang to life, casting a warm, golden glow across the room. It wasn't as bright as the sun, but it was enough. That night, and every night after, Ayan studied by the light of his own lamp. Years went by. That boy, who once sat frustrated in the dark, grew up to become a renowned scientist, an innovator whose work brought light to thousands. He never forgot the lesson he learned in that small, dark room. The most powerful lesson of his life: you don't wait for the light. You create it. This idea of lighting your own lamp isn't just about a physical flame in a dark room. It's a powerful metaphor for our lives. It's about navigating the emotional, mental, and spiritual darkness that we all face at some point. So what does it really mean to light your own lamp? First, it means to stop waiting for permission. How many times have you held yourself back because you were waiting for someone else to tell you that you're good enough, smart enough, or ready enough? We wait for a boss to notice us, for a partner to validate us, for society to approve of our dreams. But the truth is, you don't need anyone's permission to be you. You are already enough, right now, in this very moment. The only approval you truly need is your own. Second, you have to believe in your own spark. Every single one of us has a unique fire, a special talent, a passion burning inside. But so many people are terrified to even try to light it. They're afraid the flame will be too small, that it won't burn bright enough, that it will flicker out. But here's the secret: a spark only grows into a blaze once you have the courage to strike the match. It's in the act of starting that the fire finds its fuel. Third, and this is a big one, you must take responsibility. It's so easy to play the blame game. It's my family's fault. It's my bad luck. It's the economy. It's society. Blaming others feels comfortable for a moment because it absolves us of the hard work. But your life, your happiness, your success, that is your responsibility. And the moment you accept that, you reclaim your power. Because if you are responsible, it means you, and only you, have the power to change it. And finally, create, don't just complain. The world has more than enough critics. We don't need more people pointing out what's wrong. We need creators. We need builders. We need problem solvers. If you don't like your situation, don't just dwell on it, create a new one. If you look ahead and don't see a clear path, don't just stop, grab a machete, and forge your own road. Be the architect of your own destiny. Okay, this all sounds great in theory, but how do you actually light your own lamp in the real world, day to day? It's not about some grand dramatic gesture. It's about small, consistent, powerful actions. Let me give you a few simple things you can start doing today. First, start your day with intention. Before you reach for your phone, before you let the world's noise rush in, take 1 minute. Just one. Say one positive thing to yourself. I am capable. Today is a new opportunity. I will focus on what I can control. Set a positive tone for the rest of your day. Next, learn one new thing every week. It doesn't have to be a university course. Read a chapter of a book. Watch a documentary on a topic you know nothing about. Try a new recipe. Listen to a podcast that expands your mind. Growth is the fuel for your inner flame. Keep feeding it. Own your mistakes. This is crucial. We all mess up. The difference between those who stay stuck and those who move forward is how they handle failure. Don't drown in regret. See mistakes as lessons. Ask yourself, what did I learn from this? How can I do better next time? Every mistake is a stepping stone if you choose to see it that way, and please celebrate your small wins. Did you finally clean out that cluttered closet? Celebrate it. Did you go for a walk when you felt like staying on the couch? That's a huge win. Even the act of lighting the lamp, of taking that first small step, is a victory worth acknowledging. Acknowledging progress builds momentum. Surround yourself with light. This is so important. Pay attention to the people you spend your time with. Are they lifting you up, or are they draining your energy? Your environment matters. Seek out people who inspire you, who challenge you, who see the best in you. Their light will help your own burn brighter. And perhaps the most beautiful part of this whole journey is this: be the light for others too. When you finally get your own lamp burning, don't hide it under a bushel. Let it shine. Your courage gives others permission to be courageous. Your strength inspires strength in them. When you shine, you illuminate the path for everyone around you. Look, you don't need a perfect life to start. You don't need more money, another degree, or more followers. You don't need anyone's approval. Everything you need to begin is already inside you. Think of it this way. Your lamp is ready. It's been with you all along. The oil to fuel it is your untapped potential, your dreams, your unique abilities. And the match to light it? That's your decision. The conscious choice to say no more waiting, no more blaming. My time is now, so light it. Not tomorrow, not next week. Now, take one small step today. Because every great journey, every monumental change, every incredible life story begins with a single small flame. The world is waiting. It needs your light. If this message resonated with you, if it moved something inside you, do me a favor. Go down to the comments and type, "I will light my own lamp." Let's make a commitment. When we hear the word discipline, what comes to mind? Strict rules? Punishment? Rigid schedules? We often imagine a drill sergeant shouting orders, forcing us into a life of joyless obligation. But what if I told you that this image is completely wrong? What if discipline isn't about restriction at all? What if it's actually about freedom? In our world, a world overflowing with notifications, endless feeds, and constant distractions, the ability to focus, to commit, and to follow through has become a rare and valuable superpower. And this isn't just about waking up at 5 a.m. or forcing yourself to hit the gym, although it can be. True discipline is so much more than that. Today, let's explore what discipline really is, not as a punishment we endure, but as a powerful path to mastery, purpose, and a profound sense of inner peace. It's time to redefine discipline and unlock its incredible potential. Discipline is one of the most misunderstood concepts of our time. At its core, it isn't about controlling others or adhering to someone else's rigid standards. It's about mastering yourself. It's the quiet, internal strength to act according to what you know is right, especially when you don't feel like it. And that last part is absolutely crucial, because discipline is not the same as motivation. Think about it. Motivation is like a spark. It's bright, it's exciting, but it's fleeting. It comes and goes with your mood, your energy levels, or even the weather. You can't build a life on something so unreliable. Discipline, on the other hand, is the engine. It's what shows up day in and day out, especially when motivation has packed its bags and left. Discipline is the sturdy bridge that connects your goals to your results. It doesn't ask, "Do I feel like it today?" It asks a much more important question. Is this important to me? It is the steady hand that guides you when your emotions are trying to pull you off course. Now, a lot of people also confuse discipline with willpower. We think they're the same thing, but they operate in fundamentally different ways. Willpower is that finite resource you use to resist a temptation right in front of you. It's what helps you say no to that second slice of cake or stop yourself from hitting the snooze button just one more time. But willpower is reactive. It's a constant battle, and frankly, it's exhausting. If you're relying on your willpower to get through every single day, you're fighting a losing battle. Eventually it will run out. Discipline, however, is proactive. It's smarter. Discipline doesn't fight the temptation. It removes it. Willpower is resisting the cookie on the counter. Discipline is not buying cookies in the first place. Discipline builds systems and habits that make the right choice the easy choice. It automates good behavior so you don't have to think about it. It's like a muscle. The more you exercise it by making disciplined choices, the stronger it becomes, and the less you'll need to rely on that fragile willpower. So if discipline is this incredible tool for self-mastery and achievement, why do so many of us struggle with it? The answer is simple, but not easy. It's because discipline requires us to say no, and saying no is incredibly difficult. It means saying no to short-term pleasure, no to the path of least resistance, and hardest of all, no to our own endless stream of excuses. We are wired to seek comfort and avoid discomfort. But here's the transformative truth. Every single no you say to a distraction, to an impulse, to a momentary craving, is a powerful yes to your future self. It's a vote of confidence in the person you are working to become. Yes, discipline is uncomfortable, especially at the beginning. It feels like swimming against the current, but remember this. Comfort has never made anyone grow. Growth only happens at the edge of your comfort zone, and discipline is what helps you step over that line, again and again. Think about what discipline unlocks. It's not chains. It's the key to a powerful form of freedom. The freedom to live intentionally, not accidentally. The freedom to consciously choose your path, rather than being swept along by impulses, trends, or the expectations of others. It's the freedom to design and build the life you truly want. With discipline, something magical happens. You develop self-trust. You become the kind of person who does what they say they will do. Think about how rare and powerful that is. When you can count on yourself, your confidence skyrockets. This one skill ripples out into every area of your life. It improves your focus, your health, your creativity, your relationships, and your work ethic. And let's be clear, this isn't about being perfect. It's not about never making a mistake or never having an off day. It's about consistency. It's about showing up even when you don't feel like it, and getting back on track when you fall off. So how do you actually build this life-changing skill? It's not about some grand heroic gesture. It's about small, consistent actions. Here are 5 simple principles to get you started. First, start small, ridiculously small. Don't try to overhaul your entire life overnight. That's a recipe for burnout. Instead, pick one habit, just one. Maybe it's drinking a glass of water when you wake up, or doing 5 push-ups, or reading 1 page of a book. Make it so easy you can't say no. Then make it stick. Second, make it easy to win. This is about designing your environment for success. Remove friction for good habits and add friction for bad ones. Want to work out in the morning? Lay out your gym clothes the night before. Want to eat healthier? Don't bring junk food into your house. Set up your world so that discipline is the path of least resistance. Third, focus on identity. This is a game changer. Don't just focus on the action. Focus on the person you want to become. Don't just try to go for a run. Decide to become a runner. Align your small, daily actions with this new identity. Every time you lace up your shoes, you are casting a vote for being a runner. This makes your habits part of who you are, not just something you do. Fourth, be consistent, not perfect. You will miss a day, you will eat the cake, you will hit the snooze button. It's going to happen. The goal isn't a perfect streak. Discipline isn't about never failing, it's about always returning. It's about how quickly you get back on track. Forgive yourself and get back to it with the very next choice you make. And fifth, practice delaying gratification. In a world of instant everything, this is a revolutionary act. Learn to trade the right now pleasure for long-term satisfaction. Start with small things. Wait 10 minutes before checking your phone. Finish your work before you watch that next episode. This trains your brain to value future rewards, building the foundation for long-term success. Yes, discipline leads to incredible external rewards, success, respect, results. You'll achieve your goals and people will notice. But its real power, its true gift, is internal. Discipline gives you integrity. It aligns your actions with your values. You start to trust yourself on a fundamental level. You learn to silence the noise of doubt and distraction. You stop waiting for permission or for the perfect moment, and you start creating your own momentum. You become calm in the midst of chaos and focused in a world of distraction. This is so much deeper than just tracking habits on an app. This is about living a life of alignment. A life that truly reflects your deepest values, not just your fleeting feelings. Ultimately, discipline isn't a punishment you inflict upon yourself. It's actually a profound form of self-love. It's the kind of love that doesn't settle for mediocrity. It's the kind of love that believes in the incredible person you could become, even when you can't see it yourself. It's the voice that says, I care enough about my future to do the hard thing today. Stay committed. Stay consistent. And always remember, the most powerful freedom you will ever experience is the freedom you earn through discipline. Thanks for watching. If this resonated with you, please give this video a like and subscribe for more content on living an intentional life. See you in the next one.